Every job presents itself with some form of danger. However, some jobs are much more dangerous than others. Some of the most dangerous jobs in the United States include truck drivers, pilots, cell phone tower workers, and electrical power line workers. But being a lumberjack is also one of the top 10 most dangerous jobs in the United States. Also known as loggers, there's a lot more to a lumberjack than meets the eye. In the next few moments, I'd like to take some time to describe exactly what a logger does on their job, the average salary for a logger, and the statistics that help prove that being a logger is one of America's most dangerous jobs. Loggers work mostly in the heavy wilderness deep within a forest in states such as Washington, Montana, Oregon, and California, as well as the British Columbia. To become a logger, one must be strong, physically fit, and have very quick reflexes. There is no formal education required to become a lumberjack. The standard equipment that is used by loggers includes chainsaws, axes, pike poles, reflective belts, hard hats, and spiked shoes. Typically, this is provided to a logger by the company they choose to work for. For those of you that don't know what a pike pole is, it's a long pole, typically 12 to 20 feet, which is used by loggers to direct logs when they're being transported through a waterway. Loggers start out at the rank of a chokerman with the potential to be promoted to a faller, although there are other jobs such as log graders and scalers and logging equipment operators. Chokermen are typically in more danger than a faller. As fallers chop down the trees, the chokerman is typically waiting in the area in which the tree will fall. Fallers usually make a large wedge-shaped cut into a tree in the direction they want the tree to fall. They remove the wedge and then cut from the other side of the tree towards the wedge, which causes the tree to fall. I have made a tree cutting diagram just to explain that a little bit better. This is your tree, and they will make a cut like a wedge and remove that, and then cut from the opposite side towards the wedge, causing the tree to fall in that direction. It does not always work, but it works the best for them. The chokerman will avoid the falling tree and then use hooks and cables to secure the tree to be transported across the field in which they are working. If all goes well, the tree will be transported and then made into lumber or other products from the trees. If it does not go well, the hooks or cables can break, which can impale the chokerman. This can be fatal because loggers typically work in the wilderness away from hospitals and medical facilities. For such dangerous work, you would probably think the pay is great. Unfortunately, it's much less than expected. The starting salary can be either $25 per hour or a base salary of $30,000 per year. This is the starting salary for a chokerman. Once a logger becomes a faller, they can earn anywhere from $30,000 to $80,000 a year. The average salary for a logger is only $35,149 per year. According to Forbes magazine, last year 62 loggers lost their lives on the job. While this number does not seem all that high, the amount is fewer than in previous years. Typically, the average death count is 84 lives lost out of 100,000 people. This death rate is nearly 40 times higher than the average job in the United States, which is approximately 3 deaths per 100,000 people. When logging, loggers are sometimes forced to log in unusual areas such as on a hillside. This can cause an increase in the danger involved with logging. Just because of the high winds, it can cause trees to fall earlier or like a landslide. Trees can also fall at an unpredictable angle, which would kill anyone in their path, and transportation mishaps can also take the lives of individuals. Combining all those dangers with a large saw can be a recipe for disaster, although in more recent years, logging regulations have reduced their number of deaths. CNN Money stated that industry experts agree that safety training for loggers is more comprehensive than it used to be, which is translated into safer working conditions. Today, more than ever, logging companies are being regulated better to ensure an increase in safety measures for their employees. Employers are required to maintain workers' compensation insurance, which provides an increased interest in the safety of their employees. Over the last 20 years, R.L. Smith Logging Company in Olympia, Washington, has paid a whopping $2.3 million to the state of Washington for workers' compensation insurance. Even with the increase in regulation, the job of a logger is incredibly dangerous work. I hope this information that I have provided you with will give you a better understanding of loggers and where they work, what they do, and exactly why their job is so dangerous. Thank you for coming.